Set, with them hands, with them holes, with them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is why I train in martial arts.
Well, I hope that people don't think I'm going nanny boo boo, yeah, I told you so with this one. But the granny kicker guy, that's what we're calling him now in the media, they're calling him the granny kicker. His response to the threat that he said he got from her is a perfect example of why you shouldn't rely on preemptive striking and why you need to rely on blocking. Okay? I'm going to assume two things. I'm going to assume that one, he's actually telling the truth and that the granny actually did threaten him and his family with a knife. And two, I'm going to assume that he is a taekwondoan or some type of martial artist because he dared to kick. Okay? There's a lot of stuff out there that tells you if anybody threatens you, you should strike first. I understand that, and I think that works perfectly fine if we're talking about a war zone or if we're talking about a situation where it's mano y mano, literally man and man, okay? Male against male. But when you are threatened by someone who you are not socially allowed to respond to or to engage in combat with, let me stop trying to be fancy. Somebody that you can't get away with beating, you cannot hit first. If you do hit first, just like he said, look up the articles where he's giving his point of view, just like he said, well, nobody recorded the start of the thing. Of course not. They're never going to have recorded the start of it. They're going to record the part that makes you look bad because that's how the world works. Now, you may be going, Cecil, don't you love black women? Don't you love the elderly? How dare you even think that he may be telling the truth? He could be lying. The police think he's lying. But I don't think it's totally out of the realm of possibility. Because I happen to believe that evil can come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. She could be evil and or she could be mentally ill. Just because she's an older person doesn't mean she's not capable of harming someone. Aren't there people who are in jail for life? Thank you. So that means that there are older people who are capable of violence. And I think that it's possible that that she didn't just threaten him, she threatened the child, which would put him in a fight or flight mode. Then she threatened his fiance, which would put him in fight or flight mode. And then she threatened him again, and that just tipped him right over the edge. This also does go with my theory I've had for a while that if you're attacked by somebody with a knife, you probably should respond with kicks if you're a civilian. Because the leg is so long, the reach for the leg may be longer than the reach for the knife that the person has. I know a lot of us think that, they'll stab you in the leg or cut your tendon when you're coming up. Unless there's some type of Mark McYoung level type of knife fighter, or they're like the pressure point tutor I used to go to, Dwayne Harper, they're probably not going to cut your leg. They're probably going to be in too much pain going, ow, ow, to think about cutting you. Just like that old lady was, if we're assuming that what he said is true. So, when you preemptive strike, nobody gets to preemptive strike on film. Nobody gets her threatening him with a knife on film. Then the public and the arresting officers are going to go with what's on film. Okay? This also reminds me of the idea of when people talk about preemptive striking, there are a lot of us that are down on blocking. And there are a lot of us that are down on knife disarms. If he could have, it probably would have been preferable for him to block if she had a knife. Seeing as she's a 78-year-old woman and she probably doesn't have that good dexterity, he probably would have actually been able to get away with the let's crush and kick the knife out of her hand technique. Especially if he's able to kick her that much. If he's able to kick her that much, he probably would have been able to get away with the let's crush and kick the knife out of her hand technique. He may have also been able to get away with strike her a few times, then go for a knife disarm technique. Should he have known those? No, I'm not going to say he should have known those. Because those techniques take a lot of time and study. But see, if you take the time and study to learn those things, you stand a better chance of being able to pull it off than if you've never done it at all. even me with all my qualifications or whatever, I still think it might be hard for me to pull off a knife disarm in real life because I don't go around knife disarming people every single day. I haven't done it under the type of stress that's close to real world. Not because I haven't been trained it, but because nobody's volunteered their body for me to do that. Okay? But yet and still, the times, see, I've managed to shut down stuff either before they get the knife out. One guy, I know that guy was going to stab me, but before he got that knife out, I just moved back so fast that he went in a shot. And one time when I was a kid, somebody had threatened me with the knife. I waited till he put the knife away, and then I attacked him. That's not correct either, and I already got punished for that one. So the moral of this story is, again, this is assuming that the guy that people are calling Granny Kicker is telling the truth. It's a perfect example. If you assume that he's telling the truth, it's a perfect example of why preemptive striking, that means hitting first and asking questions later, that's not the way to go, because you're going to end up in jail. Black man, you know the system is going to look at you bad. Man, period. Okay. Male patriarchy, especially against a woman, even if she threatened him with a knife, they're going to look at you as the bad guy. So, what do I think he should have done? I think he should have started yelling, she's got a knife, she's got a knife, she's got a knife, and should have taken his family and just kept moving back, and yelling, she's got a knife, and pointing at her, she's got a knife, and move back. And then if she starts coming after him, right? And then everybody sees, you keep pointing, she's got a knife, they see, and then you got time to rev up for that kick. If you're yelling, she's got a knife, you're pointing, she's got a knife, she blatantly has that knife out, then all bets should be off, in my opinion. But you know what? They probably still would try to arrest him because that's how the system is. And let me close with this. First of all, I got suckered because I fell for the media portrayal. I admit, on camera, I got suckered. Oh no, it's the poor grandmother. He must be a monster. So, and I tend to have an open mind. But I know that you can be arrested or come close to being arrested even if you're defending yourself based on what I was told when I was little by one of my mentors who almost went to jail because he used a straight razor on 3 teenagers who were trying to rob him when he was well over 60. He's well over 60. I think he might have been almost 70. He was up there. I'm talking, he had full Santa Claus look. Yet, they're going to arrest him because he had the temerity to cut people who probably would have cut him if they had the chance. He just got to them first because he had martial arts training. Did he pick the fight with them? No. They were trying to rob him. They probably would have robbed him, beat him down, left him for dead in that area. But yet, the law is going to come by and look at who has the most damage on them and then arrest the damager no matter what. And again, in this situation, technology hurt him because nobody filmed her part. They only filmed his part. So let's stop teaching that preemptive striking is the best thing to do in the world. And let's not be down on blocks and on knife disarms. Because blocking, knife disarming, and de-escalation and psychological procedures, all these things that people swear are not real. Not everybody, but some of you naysayers on the internet. That would have saved the guy that is now unfortunately known as Granny Kicker. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. And peace. And I hope whoever is telling the truth and whoever is right in this situation is the one who prevails in justice. I'm praying that. Share your comments below. Peace.